I know you've done some studying on different styles of leadership.
Hmm.
Maybe could you tell us a little bit about that, and then some of the types of leaders or styles of leadership that you think are best suited for the workplace?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, there is. So I know the literature on leadership fairly well, and there's a lot of different schools of thoughts. But one school of thought uh, is the Styles approach to leadership, right? And it says, and this is a fairly old literature, and it was developed in the as early as the 30s up into the 60s. So you know, it's way before me. But and there were quite a lot of literature that's focused on two styles. At some point, there were three styles. There was the laissez-faire style of leadership, which was really like the early, President Coolidge, and before the crisis of the 30s, they were very much leaders who were like, we shouldn't do anything, really, just let it be, which is kind of like, I can see the wisdom of that sometimes, but it really backfired, when the 30s hits, something needed to be done.
Yeah.
Roosevelt is the one who did the thing that brought back America. Um, but then there was the autocratic and democratic leaders, and there was a lot of interest in that, especially in the Second World War, between the fascist regimes who were really authoritarian and the democracies, America, France, um, the UK, and there was there was a lot of interest in the field of leadership and psychology also about what is the best style. Is it better to be authoritarian or democratic, right? Uh, Another way to think about it is bad cop, good cop, or loving mother, stern father, right? And the truth, really, I'm all in favor of the loving mother. That's what my heart is all about. That creates love, happiness, and all that. But actually, research shows that there's both styles can be effective, and there's certain situation where some are more effective than others. And uh, so for me, it was an interesting discovery because it was like, really, the autocratic approach really is good. And one example in which it's good is crisis situations, right? So the Titanic is sinking, right? It's hit an iceberg. Do you want the captain to say, "Hey, everybody, let's just have a circle and talk about what we're going to do"? And no, I want everybody to speak. Uh, let's take their time, right? Or do you want somebody who's like, "Shut up, everybody, and do what I say"? Getting, people prefer the latter, and the latter is more effective. So there's a certain situation where slightly more autocratic, but again, those things are sort of like more nuanced than that. Typically, it's not just autocratic or democratic. There's a continuum between the two.
Yeah.